Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do a bit of a ride from on Shadow Knight here from my Dark Brotherhood quest. We're going to be riding from Winterhold, trying to do a pacifist run on a horse from a death cult to from a cult of assassins to Windhelm, and we're going to be talking about why I'm basically like Skyrim. I believe in God. Why I am not an atheist. Why I've never really seriously considered atheism. Now, this is a new YouTube channel. I've only got so long to talk, so I can't address every query. So we'll just address some of the top queries that have been brought up to me that I think are at least. No, I'm not fighting you. Or at least a little more clear. So, for starters, I'm just gonna for starters, a lot of the arguments that I've actually heard from atheists, like even the God delusion by Dawkins kind of starts out with this, like, oh, believing God messes up your life, but God is immoral. And we know that he's immoral because he gets in the way of things. He does these horrible things. So I usually ask, okay, what do you mean by God is immoral? Well, morality is subjective. Morality is subjective. Things change, doctrines change. And God, basically what they essentially saying, if you're there logically consistent, is that God is not in line with how my culture things should be. Yeah. And like, yeah, so you're dealing with someone, so they want to make objective claims about the morality and righteousness or unrighteousness of God, while at the same time logically not having a logical objective criteria by which to judge him by. And like, if you examine both sets of morality, if you examine it, and I know there are a lot of atheists saying, well, God lets children die. Well, why do you think that's bad? Look, for centuries, people didn't think that was bad in many ancient cultures. We only think it's wrong because of Christianity, the God of Israel, because of what he taught us. And that's a great thing. Now, God is Lord of life and death. He knows when to take us out at the right time. And we should not be trying to usurp the role of God, essentially. But yeah, most of it is subjective when it comes to God is wrong, God is mean. Well, no, God doesn't do what you want. What to do is not a valid argument for God not existing. I mean, it's like arguing, well, I don't believe in global warming. Why? Well, because then I'd have to give up my gas-guzzling car and have to worry about and it will rest of the economy. Okay, that's not logical reason. You can make an argument against global warming if you want, but that's not it. And if you actually look at the statistics for why should we believe in God, or if God actually exists, there's serious arguments in that sort. Mostly cosmology. It's mostly on the base of like minor specifics of the Bible, like how did kangaroos get to Africa, get to Australia? Floated on a boat, like without any major predators, like even though some of these things are, even from a young Earth creationist perspective, are quite simple. Quite simple. Which I'm not necessarily endorsing young Earth creationist argument, but I am pointing out that, you know what? Your arguments aren't that strong. They're just not. Finally, also as for the existence of God, like, the mere statistics of the universe, not that it exists at all. It was created from a finite point in time at the Big Bang. If the statistics of coming out the way that it did is extremely low. This is mainstream science. If you aren't aware of that claim, you don't know anything about this argument. I won't even cite it, simply for the reason of how common sense, common knowledge is, and when people actually discuss it. And that's not even considering the fact that even at subatomic level, the universe should not exist. I'll quote Stephen Hawking. Science can explain why the universe exists. It cannot explain to us why it goes to the trouble of existing. And the universe is something that begs an answer. In atheism, the answer is just because it does. Maybe someone caused it. Maybe there was this great IA that put it into being. Essentially, that is essentially a belief God that maybe something made these things exist, and that something set the Big Bang in order. Maybe it was a powerful AI. If you look at basic theism, that's essentially what it is. If you put it in layman's terms, and that is not unreasonable, especially as we can. It has pretty well been proved by the math, on the science, by observing the expansion universe. The universe did start at a finite point in time. Early apologists, Middle Ages for theism did not argue from the presumption that the universe did not have a finite beginning in time, because they said if it could be proved that it had a finite beginning in time, their job would be way too easy. Atheism is sorry. It's just illogical. It's got so many things about it that do not match reality, and and as far as the results of what you would expect if there is God and something to put into being, it matches more of the reality of what we have now than atheism does. Atheism just doesn't make sense. Anyway, just some rough thoughts. God bless. Have a great day. If you ever get a chance, check out Ask the Expert.